Another Wednesday, another Mandalorian episode. Something happened this time, right? Again, it's me, Mo, and Roy back to give you our thoughts on the. I'm not gonna call it the Mandalorian this week. I think this week, it gets a little bit of a break, just a little bit. But the Mandalorian happened this week. Mind you, usually when we do these episodes, we kind of have a little bit of a talk about how we felt about it before. So everything that Roy is going to be saying to me, and I think I'm going to be saying to Roy, is just like the first time we've heard about any thoughts. So go ahead, Roy. Thoughts. On
I
the
agree
episode.
with the basic thrust of what you said there, which I think this is definitely one of it might even be like just as an episode of Mandalorian, might be the best episode of the season. Like it is just like kind of a Mando episode in a
Hmm.
good way. Like you get some good Grogu stuff. You kind of like push who Grogu and Mando are like forward a little bit,
Hmm.
and whatever supporting character they chose to give them that week forward a little bit. And like that's like what you expect for most Mando episodes. It's like a
Right.
little bit of Grogu, a little bit of character development for the Mando, and a little bit of spice for whatever their guest star is. Like, and that is what happened. That's the structure of a good Mandalorian episode. We get that this
Correct. Correct.
week.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But it also like I was like, wait a minute. We were talking about this last week, I think. I was like, this is the fourth episode of an 8 episode season, and nothing has fucking happened. Like that's the other episode. Like, it's just like, okay,
Yo,
like I
do
really like
something.
this episode. I was like, what is like what? Like, okay. Like the Mandalorians are just chilling on the world's worst planet. And I don't know. But anyway, go ahead, Mo.
Literally everything on that planet wants to kill them. Literally. The first was it the first episode? The turtle crocodile monster like threatened them, and now you have Drogon in the episode, and he threatened them. Oh, sorry, a Velociraptor. Can't be
It did
Drogon.
look like Drogon in the first.
Right, the first scene when he swooped down, I was like, "Yo, that's a dragon," but now it's a
She
Velociraptor.
they killed that
Oh,
mama. Like that
she
mama is got eight.
right,
So spoiler alert, by the way.
which is crazy. Like they literally, I'm thinking, should I call them the Murderlorians? Because what the fuck, like. You couldn't drop the raptor on like land, break a wing or something, and then like tend to it and bring it back to life.
I don't know. They just
Now you
kidnapped
have
these children. So
you've displaced 3 children and called them foundlings. Spoilers. I thought that was funny, but this is a Mandalorian episode featuring my favorite character of the season, and I think she brings it,
she
and
does, yeah.
everybody it's her episode, and everyone else just follows behind. Granted,
Well, it is a Grogu
granted.
episode, man. It is a Grogu
Okay, okay. That's where I was going. Granted, we got a little bit of Grogu backstory, which I've kind of always wanted.
episode.
I've always wondered, like, I think everyone has wondered, and I don't know if it was great that they saved it for now, but I think it worked when it happened. With the armor and Grogu and that whole conversation. I'm like, okay, this is a cool flashback, and
It was a really well done flashback. It felt
right,
like something from the prequels. Like,
but,
and I
but
don't mean that as shade. It fit really well.
speaking of prequels, can we talk about how like I am a stand for like when Star Wars gives like certain actors like their redemption arc. Um, Hayden Christensen got his redemption arc in Kenobi. Who else? Is that it? That's it, right?
I mean, who knows? Maybe Natalie Portman will need to buy a third house for her kid,
Right.
and we'll need to
She'll.
do a Padme show. Oh man, a Padme show.
I
Oh,
think I think I'll pull my hair out, like, whatever's left of it. It's coming all the way out.
like oh man, I honestly am like, oh please. I know Disney's like
Yeah, don't
retrenching and
put
not
that in the
spending money
air
on anything
because
anymore.
honestly, I feel like they might do something so foolish, and I'm
I
gonna blame you.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I put them doing a Padme show out there and it gets created, like,
Oh man, you have to
oh
do the
man,
show because I
well,
have to
we
tell
will.
you
I don't
every
care what's
week.
going on in my life, Mo.
I
I
have to tell
will.
you every week how this is all your fault every week, just so you know. Um, but yeah, I speaking of character redemption arcs, I think Star Wars owes one more character or actor a redemption arc, and I think it's what's his name? Whoever played Han Solo. I forget his actual name. But he deserves one. The person who I'm speaking about is the actor who played Jar Jar Binks, being
Ahmed Best, I think is how you say
yeah,
his name.
being the second Black Jedi, live action Black Jedi. Like they pulled no punches on, and he was dual. He was
He was
dual.
kicking ass.
Come on, I'm like, because okay, first of all, we had Mace Windu, and we never really saw him like kick ass, right? Unless you watch the Clone Wars,
I
the
think Mace. You know
anime.
what? I think you're being a little unfair. I always
Mace
have liked the
Windu got
Mace
his
versus
ass
Emperor.
kicked.
No, Mace Windu did not get his ass kicked. Mace Windu was like, bro, this is the most obvious thing in the entire world. You have exactly one job, Anakin. One job. You just yeet that man out of the window. This is over. We're done. We can save Padme now. Like all you got to do is yeet this man out the window. Like, and you like look this like I actually think it's the best acting that Sam Jackson does in the whole prequels because he's just like, all right, man, all right, your white ass has one job. Just yeet him out. Just do it. And like he's like you like see it on his face, and he's like, oh no, Anakin's not gonna do it. Like Anakin's not gonna yeet this man out the window.
No, he's not.
And then
He's
he
not.
chops his hands off and kicks him out. Like
Right. I don't know. Well, Mace again. Mace Windu is this like super. When you read his stories and when you hear about like the character of Mace Windu, you're like, oh my god. And what I'm saying is, we never saw that. We never really saw that. But then you watch Clone Wars and you're like, how did this not make it into live action? But then you get dang, I forgot the character's name.
what is the Jedi's name? I don't know.
It
I
was
missed it.
Kalaren Beck.
Hmm.
Kalaren Beck, and I appreciated seeing that dual wielding
Mhm.
black Jedi.
He was
I
badass. Like
he was
like
he was nice on the cycle. He was nice all
it
the
was
way
a good
around.
action scene. Like it was
Yeah,
it was a good Star Wars. Like, and I mean this again as a
it
compliment.
felt
Like I felt like the prequels.
yeah, and not just that, it felt big. Like it
Mhm.
felt like they put money into that. It's funny that you say nothing happens in the fourth episode of Mandalorian, which you're right. Nothing actually. I guess when we're talking about the entire show and like the Mandalorians, nothing is happening with that storyline. But the little bit of storyline is they've put money into their dog fights. They've put money into that scene right there. So yeah, I thought it looked good and it felt big. So I appreciated that. I think it was a really cool Grogu scene. Also, Grogu flipping over the kid, plot armor, flipping over the kid. I thought was ridiculous. I love that
I love it. I'm sorry.
I
It's
love that they're
amazing.
still sticking with
The puppet.
whatever the doll. Like I love it. I'm like like 100%
It's
because
amazing. It's the best
do
part
you
of the
know
episode.
everything else around Grogu is actually like CGI, the little crab and all of that, and it's just this little tiny rag doll that they probably throw around.
I mean, they just like some intern just like yeets him again, like across the thing. He's just like, ah! It's like every time that intern throws Grogu, I'm like joy. Like
It's
it's
amazing.
amazing.
I think it's one of the most amazing things.
And
But yeah, go
it's a
ahead.
crime because George Lucas denied us the Yoda puppet jumping around fighting Count
Yes,
Dooku,
yes,
and they need to go back. Disney needs to go back and put Puppet Yoda in Attack of the Clones for the special edition. What I mean, we're coming on 20 years soon,
yeah.
right?
When they drop a new when they drop the 4K, they should spend the money and Snyder cut the shit out of it.
You mean Puppet Yoda?
just so, just so Roy can enjoy
It
Puppet
would be
Yoda.
so fun. Like, I'm sorry, that action sequence is terrible. It is easily the worst Star Wars action
Oh, you
sequence
talking
of
about
all time.
the fight, the
At the
Emperor
end.
fight? It was
No, the
gross.
fight at no, not the fight
Du-
at the Emperor. That one's
Du-
fine. I'm talking about Dooku in
Dooku. Oh
Attack of
yeah,
the
that was
Clones.
gross. That was
That
gross.
was
Yeah,
terrible. And
it
if it
was
was
disgusting.
Puppet Yoda, so much better.
It would have looked great. Yeah, but yeah, I love the puppet Grogu. I love that flip. I was like, this is this. No, so you're right. You know, character development and then pushing. You know, the relationship of Grogu father son kind of relationship. I thought that was pretty cool.
Is Bo-Katan mommy now? Is that where we are?
I mean, she's my, but
I set that up for you, my friend.
I appreciate you, but I felt like you did. Yeah, she's definitely mommy. What? kind of question is that? Um, and I think they set up because you remember I think we were talking last week and about how Paz Vizsla is set up to be like the foil or something. I think this
No, but they
episode
didn't
was
do that this episode.
yeah, this episode was set up to like have him or have so now to have him like look at both of them differently.
Mm-hmm.
Question. I think this is where we were stuck, or I was stuck last week. I'm like, so she didn't take off her helmet after falling into the water pool, whatever. Um, she said this is the way like twice this week.
Like, yeah, like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, yeah.
Help me understand.
So I actually think I think you're supposed to be wondering, like, it's a purposeful thing.
Right.
Where because like she just straight up like maybe she also didn't learn the sweet like how to eat in your helmet trick, right? That these other Mandos apparently know. Where she takes her helmet off, but it doesn't feel like she's like taking it off necessarily as like an act of rebellion. It's like it was an interesting scene where she takes it off when they're camping.
I mean,
Uh,
because she asked Mando or Din, right? Let's call him Din. She
yeah.
asked him, "Hey, like, how do you guys eat when there's people around you?" He said, "You don't." Everyone grabs their food and just disperses and goes to eat. But then Paz is
So
like, "You're the leader of the war party. You get to stay by the fire."
so does that
And
mean
she
okay?
looks around before she takes it off. She's like making sure. So that's what again. That's the part. Like I'm like,
So does that mean they can take their helmets off if they're alone?
yes,
Okay,
I think, or maybe just to eat
just to
and
eat.
to maybe shower.
I guess the shower, but I don't know. Din looked real dirty as shit that one time he took his helmet off.
He did.
Uh,
He was gross.
uh, he like, I don't know. The more questions you ask about their stupid no helmet or no taking off your helmet
Thank you.
religion, the more it just collapses. So
It just is. Yeah, it gets a little more ridiculous.
it's just like,
Because we've definitely seen Den just take the food and like do
yeah,
that. I've seen him like with the soup
yeah,
2 weeks ago.
yeah,
He
yeah,
literally
yeah.
did that.
Oh,
So,
excuse me.
and at that
Um,
point, he hadn't taken a bath yet. So he could have definitely taken the helmet off at that point. All he needed to do was take a bath and put it back on. But
I mean, I agree, but I don't know. Like I like the Bo-Katan stuff because like you're really supposed to like feel like feel like she's part of this, and of course there's the parallelism right of like there's 3 foundlings in this episode, right? There's
mhm.
Grogu, there's the birds, and then the Drogons, and then there's Bo-Katan herself, right?
Right. Technically,
And yeah, and so I think it's like a really interesting character based episode, which would have been great like as the second episode of the
oh
season,
my god, yes.
but we are halfway through this season of The Mandalorian, and it doesn't feel like this season is going
Maybe
anywhere. Like
something happens next week.
maybe, but then there's only 2 more episodes after that. Like 3.
Then
I'm sorry,
then
3.
guess what they're gonna do? This is what we've complained about. I don't know if it's Star Wars or just Disney shows in general. Disney Plus shows rather.
Mm-hmm.
We've complained about this, right? The
Mm-hmm.
first half of the season is just, and then you just cram everything into. I think we're gonna get a bunch of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks, just like a bunch of stuff going down.
I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, like the question is like, what's the conflict of the season now? Right? Is it going to be him fighting the Moff Gideon? Right? Right.
Hmm.
Is he back? Is Moff Gideon back in the world's like lamest trial in the history? Are they going to do more like the New Republic is evil? Like what? I don't know. Like that hour long. By the way, that's the longest Mandalorian episode of all time. Was last week. By the way, like I was like looking through it. Like I was like, wait a minute, that episode was an hour. Oh
It
my
was
god.
long, and it felt long. Like if you felt like it was long.
Yeah. And I don't know. Like I really enjoyed this episode. I would easily say that it is the episode of The Mandalorian this season that I've enjoyed the most.
I'm with you.
But it also at the end of it, I was like, wait a minute.
It's
Literally nothing happened. Like really like and I say nothing is like not like it didn't feel like the show advanced at all. It felt like it spun its wheels in a
Mhm.
really compelling and interesting way. But also it's just like it felt like they spun their wheels. So I actually ended up as annoyed as I was the previous episode, but more because it's like, where is this going? Like, why am I? It's like, why am I watching this show? Like, what are they trying to do? Like, are they just trying to like tell the Mandalorians hang out in like what was like a Christian fundamentalist compound where they just shoot their guns into the
Oh
sky
my goodness.
and
It's
like
funny that you
it's just
said that because Waco just came on Netflix. It's so funny
I
that
did
you
not go there.
it's so funny that you
I was gonna make a joke about it. It was in
sorry.
my head. I was like, should I make a Waco joke there? It's like
It was right there. It was
it was
right
right
there. And
there.
as soon as
I
you
was
said it, I caught that. I was like,
I was
oh.
I was I was workshopping it in my brain, and I was like,
Listen, if
discretion is
we
the better
get
cost of valor,
canceled,
Mr. Rogers.
we will figure out a way to do this show. Okay, I would sign up. I would sign up for Vimeo to do this show.
Vimeo still exists. I don't even.
Maybe Twitch.
Oh,
You know,
my god. Oh yeah. Well, then we can say whatever we
I
want.
think we can get a lot with
As long as we're wearing
almost
shirts, we can say whatever we want.
right. Right. I'll let my shirt open up. Just this one.
Not too much, Mo.
Yeah.
They're gender neutral. They're gender neutral. Those rules.
Okay.
So
Never mind now. But no, I have so many questions, and I think just like you, but for me, when the episode ended, I think my questions were, what is Bo working an angle? Like, is she trying to excel here and then take the Mandalorians as her? Like, is she gonna just steal them and tell them you can just live how you want to live and don't got to do this dumb shit all the time?
that would be great.
Right? Like, is she going to end up being the villain of the season? Because it's like she's like, I don't know. I have so many questions about Bo, and I think it was the end of the episode was so interesting when she was like, I saw the mythosaur. Oh yeah, you see many things. No, I wasn't high.
No, she's like, bro, I saw the damn thing.
She's like, I went on the journey to becoming. We see a lot. No. I laid eyes on it.
I mean, it very much felt like, your religious friends like, I spoke to Jesus. It's like, yeah, I know that religious journey.
Yeah,
you hear a lot of things like, no, I spoke to Jesus. It's like, the closer you get, you feel like he's speaking to you, and it's just like, wait, maybe this person's crazy.
No, but why did I really think about that though? Why did I think about that? Like, maybe not that exactly. Like, have you ever seen those stories or books from like people who've died and I went to heaven?
Oh yeah.
And why was that my thought in that scene? I'm like, yeah, she died and went to heaven, and obviously
she was reborn. So she was baptized again in the water, the living waters of Mandalore.
And then you find out that Carl Weathers directed this episode. So
it was well directed, by the way.
It was. It was very well directed. I think a lot of things I think the Grogu part of it made me happy because we got to see finally, because that's been a question I think from episode 1 is, was he there? If he was, how did he get out? Who helped him? Like, was he training somewhere else? And when this happened, and is that where that happened? No, he was in Coruscant, I believe, right?
He was at the temple,
Yeah, so, and Anakin somehow missed him.
I mean, Anakin, he can only kill so many children. So the other thing is,
Anakin has missed 2 children, right? It'd be him.
I mean, this is
Grogu,
the secret, right?
And it'd be the third sister, fifth sister,
whatever, the 27th sister, whatever she was.
Yeah, the sister.
And what, Keenan from Rebels, like, and the guy from Jedi Survivor, like,
no, but Kanan wasn't yeah, he wasn't there, and he also didn't have. Oh, was Kanan no? He was a
Padawan, right?
Yeah.
And
he was saved by the Bad Batch. He wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't at the temple. He was on a mission, and then he got saved by the Bad Batch, and then the kid from the video game
rescues himself with his master. Like the thing that's like kind of annoying about whenever they go, they were all wiped out. It's like, bro, they're just gonna grow how many people were wiped out.
And then I know.
It's like, wait, were anyone wiped out by this? It's like,
so just the main ones were wiped out, like the ones we know,
but not even the main ones, like the mid ones that like that one that was like in the background of that one scene in Attack of the Clones got done.
Right,
done
that
down.
one. And the ones that got wiped out in this episode, obviously just weak. you let non-aiming you let non-aiming
Clone troopers, even
stormtroopers,
worse.
right,
It was
beat
cool to
that.
see the prequel era ship chase after
Yeah.
Grogu. I mean, it does. One of the things I did like is while this does give you answers to questions,
Hmm.
it doesn't tell you like why Grogu was in Chrono sleep, right?
Nope.
So there's still many more things to find out about his backstory.
Next episode.
Next, oh, I mean, no, Mo. 3 more seasons down the line, we'll get
I
like
know. I would be so mad if we don't get answers by the end of the
so.
season.
100% that the last episode of the season, Grogu's going to say, "This is the way," right? Like that's
Yes,
his.
that's his first. The is the way this or some shit. Like
Yeah,
he's
it's
gonna say
like
it. It's gonna
he's
be
gonna
one
get a
of
helmet, like
yeah.
before we know it. Like
So fucking lame. I hate that we know that. It's not lame. I just hate that we know because he has like he has the chain mail
and he has
and
the
then
like symbol now.
yeah, it's so huge. It's
I
so
know that was cute. I
it
mean, like,
was.
is Grogu gonna be this? I mean, we don't know how Yoda's species ages. Like, is it gonna be this small for like? Is he gonna be Is like Kylo Ren gonna bump into him and be like, and Grogu is still like, boop, 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 boop.
Right. Wait, hold on. I
It's
forget
like
that.
90 years later.
I
Is
forget that Kylo Ren and Grogu are supposed to meet at some point
I mean, I guess they do. I mean, unless while the
because
sequels are going on, Grogu is a Mandalorian living his Mandalorian life or whatever.
exactly. No, it's actually before because he's why he starts. He's living as a Mandalorian because he got a little bit of Jedi training from Anakin.
From Luke.
Sorry, Luke. So no, they wouldn't have met yet.
No,
I
what's his
mean,
face hasn't been born yet. Well, wait,
right.
hold on. How many years
That's what I'm
before is
saying,
he
right?
before?
Granted, he might be a child.
He is probably a kid at this point,
He
right?
might
I
be
mean,
a
how old
child.
is Kylo supposed to be in Force Awakens? I really don't know.
30.
Uh, I know they jumped. They apparently like changed the timeline around a little bit. They like retconned it, so I don't know. I mean, honest to goodness, I would if they were like, there's going to be Adam Driver and Grogu in a special, but you have to
I
pay
will watch it.
that
I'll pay money.
$20 like
I
that
will
they
pay it.
charged for like
I will
Black
pay it.
Widow. I'd
Oh
pay in
yeah.
a second.
Oh,
It's
in
like
an instant.
it's like,
I think it'll make great TV. I don't know if it might not make great TV, but I just think it'll be a great TV moment.
oh yeah.
And Kylo has to be bare chested.
Oh my god, yes. I'm sorry. I'm really sad the Grogu versus Kylo Ren that we deserved.
Oh yeah, we
Because
were.
Mando wasn't even out when
No,
Skywalker came out, right? The third
no,
one.
it was I think the
That's
following
spring,
year.
right?
Yeah. Was it the
Right?
following year? It was the
No, because it was like right before the pandemic, and Mando was out before the pandemic, right?
no, Mando was pandemic.
No. Wait,
Mando
maybe
was
right before the pandemic?
now you're gonna make me go look. Mandalorian season 1. Season 1. No, I think it's something we need. It's something we deserve, honestly.
I think it's definitely something we deserve. I mean, Luke
Also,
was he was helping Luke build that like Jedi temple that
school, right?
Kylo burnt
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So
Ultimately, though, I did like the episode.
me too.
It did have me asking questions, which
Mhm.
I don't necessarily know if I like. Um, I do know though that the what I do know is I am interested to see. I just want to know again, like you, where's this all going? You know, it's cute little episodes, but like, where are you going? 2019, right?
So it came out right before Rise of Skywalker because it
Right?
was that spring of 2019.
Oh, and it didn't. Wait, did it go 2020? Or was it 2022 and 23? Right?
And then
It was November 2019.
Oh wow, so right before Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was the
Right,
spring.
yeah, right before. Because I think that was one of the more exciting. That was probably one of the reasons why people were excited to go see another Star Wars movie, is because they thought Disney. No, that was smart,
I mean, well, then they released Rise of Skywalker, which
right? But Mando
it's a
bought you
movie.
all this goodwill, and you thought this was happening in the same timeline. Oh, I'm gonna get to know. No, you're not.
No, I mean again,
So
Kylo Ren
it
versus Grogu though.
would be perfect. It was 2020. It was 2019, 2020, and damn, they took a big break. 23. I mean, I
And
guess
there was
when
Boba Fett in there, which is like half a
yeah,
season of
I
Mando.
guess
So
when you're Pedro, they will wait for you. So you have all these
even
things
though all
going
you got to do is voice act at this point,
on.
like
Right.
we haven't seen Pedro at all this
Not this
season, right?
season. No. Wait, have we? No helmet has come off.
Like it's only come off twice, right? Well, we had this and we both couldn't remember, right? Like how many
Yeah,
times it's come off.
it's so crazy how many times it's come off. But like it was that one scene where they broke into the
Stormtrooper base or
stormtrooper
whatever.
thing, right? And then I know there was a scene in season 1. The reason I know there was a scene is because Anthony hated it.
Was
Oh
that the
my
scene where the
god.
droid is dying? The droid that's played by the guy who directed Ragnarok, and he like takes the mask off. I feel like and talks to the droid.
I don't remember that one. Dang. Now
Could be wrong.
you're gonna make me go watch the entire thing now.
I mean, they're so short, except for that last episode, so it's easy to
Oh
power
man.
through.
So but yeah, I don't know where it's going. You don't know where it's going.
No, I really don't. I mean, I still think they're going to try to retake Mandalore, and I will die on the Mandalorian is Din, and he is going to become the leader of the Mandalorians.
And he's gonna figure out how to use the dark saber.
Yep.
I don't know. I think
Or
it's
does Moff Gideon kill all the Mandalorians, and we go back to just having the
the
Mandalorian?
Mandalorian. Well, I think Bo takes like I don't know. That's a good one because they laid down the groundwork for Moff not being dead.
Oh yeah. Or not being in prison, which is I think
Right.
where Luke was supposed to take him to prison, right? That was what
Mhm,
happened at that.
I saw something from last week's episode where people were confused about how like why Star Wars trying to make Snoke like why is why are they trying to make Snoke happen in Mandalorian? Well, because in season was it 1 when we still had what's her name on the show, Cara Dune, then they break into that where
Season
they
2.
broke
That was
yeah, season 2 when they broke into that facility, you literally saw. So it's not just because you've forgotten that happened doesn't mean like it's set up, and I thought it's a nice little thread. I mean,
It
granted,
is, and I mean, Snoke is supposed to be a big deal,
right
right?
now,
Like he is the one who's responsible for creating the First Order
right?
and for like helping Kylo fall to the dark side, right? Like
Yes,
I don't know everything about Snoke. Like this is even before Rise of Skywalker. Like everything before, like Snoke makes no sense.
none,
Like he's
none.
this dude who's like a Sith, but was like kind of just chilling, and like Kylo was hanging out with him. Like I don't know, like nothing. Like maybe it's because I'm just not up on the new canon enough, but like that never made any sense to me.
Is
It's just like
anybody
Leia.
up in the new canon? Like, let's be real. I mean, there might be people, right?
There are people. They exist. I'm sure they're on the internet somewhere, and they'll tell us. I'm sure the Wikipedia editors know, and I can go on Wikipedia and find out like Kylo Ren, like I don't know, Leia got wine drunk and fell asleep when Kylo Ren was like 15, and he went and hung out and met Snoke. I don't know, like
I'm still mad that the Knights of Ren was the thing and never it was a thing and never was a thing at the same time. Like
they get
that's
punked at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
did they? Was that them?
That was
Is
them.
that
Yes.
that is so stupid. That is so stupid. You don't you see whatever. I'm not gonna do
It's
this.
JJ, man. Like it's
I'm not gonna
classic
do
JJ.
this. You mean the mystery box?
Yes, the mystery box. You open it, and it's like, oh, the cat's dead. Like it. It's like J.J. Abrams
Weak
is
ass
the
mystery.
Schrodinger cats thing, but the cat is always dead. Like
Always,
you actually open the box and the
always.
cat's always
Right.
dead, just every time.
I
It's just
mean,
like okay,
the Star Trek movie, the first one was pretty good, and that's it. Um,
was the first one pretty good?
it was good. I
Was it?
think it was alright. It was alright.
It was all right. Yeah,
It was alright. Um, Kelvin
it's fine.
timeline was a thing.
Oh my
But
god.
anyways, before we go down a rabbit hole, episode rating.
I actually think this one gets an A minus. As much as we've given it a lot of shit, I would actually call this
I
an A
mean,
minus.
I feel like we've actually shitted on episodes before. This is tame, okay? Outside of the Waco comment, outside of that, I think we've done worse.
I mean, we really came for it last week. So
Yeah. Oh man, I felt bad for that. I felt bad. I thought we were.
I didn't.
I honestly thought like we would come back this week and it would just keep going because I was kind of scared to watch it this week. I was. I was like, oh my god, after last week. But you know what?
I actually
The next
forgot
place,
about it
the
until I
next
checked
place to go
Reddit.
is up. Okay, the next place to go is up. See, like, but that's the thing. There was a time where it was like, okay, we're doing Mando tomorrow, right? You remember? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we knew what the schedule was, and here
Or
we are.
Andor it was
And
like
listen, you were like, okay, I have something to do this week, but let's make it happen on Saturday.
it's like like the Mando. It's like I'll
Yeah,
get
we'll get to
home.
it.
I'll have some leftover tofu and pet the dog for a while. Chat,
Right, we'll
scroll
get.
reels on my phone for a while. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch Mando.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
right.
Lord, I gotta watch a Ted Lasso episode after this. Oh
Oh
shit,
crap! Yeah,
not
Mando
really.
comes on this week. So we got to get into that. But at least, hey, at least you have 4 more weeks of this, like a month.
It's true. And
That's
then
it.
we are supposed to get Secret Invasion at some point.
Whenever that happens.
Whenever that happens.
Um, have you looked into? Oh, sorry, episode rating for me. I think it's A, just a A. It's pretty good. Again, I think the Grogu stuff and Bo-Katan just knock it out the park. Again, I think what makes Bo-Katan, apart from being mommy for Grogu, for I have to put that out there, apart from being mommy for Grogu, it's again Katie's playing this role in a way, if it is Katie, because I mean she did take off her helmet. So
Well, yes,
you know what's
Pedro
funny?
takes off
You know
his
what's
head.
funny?
Whatever.
She might be the only one on set, and it's not Pedro. And all he does is come in every week,
Record his lines. Like rolls out of his apartment. No, he doesn't even roll out of his apartment. He's got a nice little soundproof room in his apartment.
right?
He just rolls into it,
Records his lines,
he
sends it
says,
to Disney, and it's like,
"This is the way." All right, give me my money, boys.
that's the one. That's the take right there.
Take this. Let's go. I got The Last of Us season 2's filming. They're gonna find an Abby soon. We got this. I got that weird Nicolas Cage movie that I gotta promote. That's all the memes. Like,
right.
like, come on. Let's
That's
go.
it. And that's it. He's having a wonderful year.
I mean, he is like
Probably
in the
has
world.
bedhead 24/7. It's like, oh, I got to do a promotion today. Okay, guess
I mean,
I'll take a shower.
He had 3 things this year that people were like really into. He had that crazy ass Nick Cage movie.
Nick Cage movie.
That's like every meme that you cannot like be on the internet and not see that meme. And then you've got
Last of Us,
and you've got this. So like
everything's
coming to Pedro.
Right.
Like
he's winning.
He is winning.
So yeah. So that's did you get a chance to look at Shadow and Bone yet?
My wife and I were like, we're gonna watch I was like, we're gonna watch the new, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And I was like, we're gonna watch like 1, maybe 2 episodes.
And you woke up this morning.
No. And it was we turned it on. We're like, oh wait, I could have sworn we finished this show. Apparently we still didn't finish 2 episodes. So we watched one episode of the previous season, and we're gonna get to the season premiere probably at some point.
Okay, good, because I haven't yet. So I just wanted to make sure I'm not the only one. But yeah,
I mean, I'm not opposed to see it. We were legitimately gonna watch like some episodes, and it was like,
okay.
I was like, I would have killed. Like, I honestly would have taken the over. Like, I would have been allowed someone to like play Russian roulette with this, and I finished that show, but we didn't. It was just sitting there for 2
That is
episodes.
so funny to me. That is so funny to me. Like you were so positive. Turns out you haven't either. But yeah. So I guess when the month is over, Mando's over, we got to figure something out
Yeah,
because we
April.
don't know when Secret War is coming, and
I
that's.
mean, Disney likes to announce when the next thing comes. Like,
But it's been one trailer, one. I think was
yeah.
at the Super Bowl. It was a sports event trailer. I don't remember.
I think it might have been wasn't well. It's been part of like their like sizzle reels.
Has it?
Excuse me, it's
Then
part of the
again,
Civil War ad.
then
Excuse me,
again, I don't watch.
not Civil War. I'm sorry, Super Bowl ad. There we go.
Was it? Was it a Super
Yeah,
Bowl?
there's some Sam Jackson. It was like Secret Invasion, and Sam Jackson's like, "Brr."
Okay, I guess it was, but yeah, but prior to that, I think they did drop a trailer
They did. I
for
think maybe
the
it was like
NBA
some other
finals, something. It was something
there's something.
ESPN related. I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so that happened. Whenever that happens, I think we're definitely gonna
Oh,
be here for that.
give
Definitely gonna
them
be
the
here for
shit.
that.
You know the Disney shows, like
Of course.
the Disney the Marvel shows. Like
Marvel
I
shows.
can't stop. Like I can't stop, won't stop.
Dang. Okay, then what's the next big movie? Damn, Shazam flopped. What's the next big
Sorry,
movie?
Mo. I felt bad for you actually.
No, don't. It's funny because it's amazing right now because like the Rock is getting dragged. So I'm like, consolation prize.
It's true. This movie Mo wanted to be successful, failed, but you know what? The Rock's getting dragged, and like Zachary just does not give a fuck.
No, he
anymore.
does not. The truth that like I saw that and I cracked like laughing. And I think it's funny because like I'm talking with a friend of mine and where we both saw the movie and we were discussing how in the first movie they dropped a a nice little this is who we gave the powers first time and then you see the shadow of the silhouette and it's the Rock, right?
Yeah,
And then Black Adam drops and does not.
that is
Or like
not true. It's the same dude from the Shazam movie.
oh, the
You found
wizard.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
But it's so crazy to me that that kid had posters of every DC superhero on his wall except okay,
Black Adam.
Shazam.
Oh, really?
In Black,
Wasn't
you
sure. I didn't
see
notice
where
that. I mean,
no, because I saw like obviously product placement. He punched the Superman one in smack in the middle. Like again, it was all okay. Product like we know you want to fight Henry so bad that you're gonna that first of all your Super Pets movie had
that movie did well, by the
it
way.
did and it did have a scene at the end of the movie where Black Adam's black Rottweiler came to tell Superman's dog Crypto that the power structure is
Gonna change. Yeah. Well,
listen.
not showing up for the Super Pet sequel. So
No, guess who's not gonna be in it? But anyways, we'll be back next Wednesday.
yes, we will.
Definitely,
I cannot
maybe.
push stuff. I cannot push it to Thursday. So yes,
Okay,
we
yeah,
will
we
be
back.
here.
Definitely, maybe we'll be back on Wednesday. Just look out for it. Okay, that's all
Yes,
I
you
can say.
should.
Good.
This is the kind of content we produce. You should
Facts.
come. All right. It might just be as mid as the Mandalorian,
This
but
is the way.
this is the way. There we go. So like, subscribe. All right. This is the way. There we go,
This is
Mo.
the
We
way.
wanted a tag for
We
it.
wanted a tag so bad, and it just worked out. See you next week.